TCRL. The season has been restarted, and I'm not alone. I'm joined by Tim today.
Hello, guys.
So, it's round one. It's Belgium. It's Bar. Tim, what do you think? What will be the most tricky corners on this track? What would be the key corners to get a perfect lap in?
Also definitely a Rouge will be a hard corner for the drivers, and the turn 10 and 11 will be really hard to try for the drivers, and the perfect setup is here a really good and important thing.
Exactly. That's what I think as well. Especially the setup is important through a Rouge. You need a stable setup with which you don't lose the back end immediately. Because if you have a very oversteery setup and you go into a Rouge and the car is just unsettled, it's going to be very, very difficult throughout the whole race to just keep the car on track, to be honest. But we'll see how quality goes. I think most people will qualify on softs, as we can see two people out on track already. But yeah, Belgium, obviously a very special track. Many drivers love the track. We have obviously the double left-hander of Pujol. That's really tricky to nail, especially that inside curb just really, yeah, unsettles the car heavily if you touch that inside curb, just that tiny bit. So you got to watch out there as well. And I'd say track limits are not too easy on this track at some parts as well, especially at Pujon. So, new drivers, obviously. Some drivers have left, or let's say some drivers have been kicked out as well. Fletcher obviously has been kicked. Tim, what do you think? Who's gonna be now the guy who steps in Fletcher's shoes? And do you think that someone's gonna dominate like Fletcher did?
No, dominate not, but guys like Leroy, who fighted a little bit with Fletcher in Azerbaijan last season, he will be definitely a guy who will be in front of the field.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. Uh, Leroy, a very, very good driver. Known from many different leagues. So he is still in the pits. He is yet to come out. But let's see if someone's actually on a lap already. I don't think so. Oh,
Blitzkrieg is on a
Blitzkrieg is
lap.
actually on a lap.
Yes.
As he is going through Eau Rouge now. That seemed pretty stable for him, so it seems like he has found a good setup, at least to not lose the car through Eau Rouge. Already on actually. Um, but the question is, will the setup be quick on the other parts of the track as well? We see most guys on mediums or softs, a few guys on supers as well as Blitzkrieg abandoned his lap. Nimble Ripper is on a flying lap as well, I think. Let's hope
Yeah,
that his
he's
teammate
definitely on a
isn't
lap.
going to block him now. Oh, goes a bit wide, touches the left front tire on the grass. That's Cryotrix. He lets him pass. Don't think Neville Ripper lost too much time right there. Let's see now through Pujon. Oh, stays in 8th gear. Oh, and
He
he
touched
loses
it,
the
left
back
curb.
end.
He touched the curb on the inside.
Yeah,
And he, oh
exactly.
god, but there was contact, I think, between him and Tranka, no, him and Slav.
Yeah, it was King Robo. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we talked about. He touched the inside curb, lost the back end, and actually he's very lucky to not lose his front wheel right there, or to not break his suspension, because that could have actually ended a bit worse for him. A bit lucky. So still, everyone yet to set a lap. Don't know if King Robo, yeah, King Robo was on a lap. He sets a 147.4 on the medium compound. We'll have to wait and see how that compares to the others. Seems like that was not the best of laps, as Try and Catch sets a 145.6 on mediums actually.
Many guys are sitting on a lap right now. Nexus
Yeah.
Cuts will be the fast right now. On softs 144.5.
Oh, Nino sets a good lap. Only 3 tenths down on Nexus Cats, even though he's on mediums. Let's see. I think Leroy is
Leroy's
he
on
on
a
a lap?
Yeah, he's on a lap. Definitely.
Touches the inside curb, but right there it's fine. That second part is important. Goes down to 5th gear around here. You can take it in 4th as well if you want to get that better turn in to reduce the understeer. Goes down into 4th again. Now the exit is very important to nail Blanchimont then, to have the speed you need. And we will wait and see. He's on a medium tire, so his target should be to be around Nino's time, or maybe even a bit better. Because we're fighting in IRL F2 as well, and he does beat his time. Oh, by quite some margin, 9/10 of a second. That's a good lap from Lee. Kills P2 with that one. As Blitzkrieg is first right now on the soft compound.
And we have a question in the live stream chat. No Fletcher today. Yeah, Fletcher was kicked out from this league, I think, while he was too fast. Yep.
Yeah, there were some complications as well, I think. I'm not quite sure though. But we have new drivers, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's gonna be
Dravex is
interesting to
new.
see.
Drugs, I think, is really a new driver. And yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be obviously exciting to see who's then going to be in the lead after round 1 of this championship. Oh, as Cryotrix retires. Did you see what happened? Because I didn't.
No, I just read the live stream chat. While someone has just wrote that we have a friendly race while Fletcher is not racing today.
Yeah, that was Sandre.
Yeah, I know that what that is was Andre. And I think Chessmeister is on a lap right now.
Yeah. Little lock up there. Into the left hand and misses the apex. Doesn't carry too much speed out of that corner either. So not the best of laps so far. Oh, did he go wide there? I don't think
Yeah,
so,
a little
but
bit.
it was close.
He was a little bit wide, but not really that he is losing time.
Oh, but he misses so many apex right now. He hit that one though, but didn't go wide enough on the exit, which he needs to do. Oh, hopefully everyone's gonna let him pass.
R.
Now,
Kelly
yes,
sets
they
and
are.
lap 143.7 on soft.
Yeah, 1/10 quicker than the pro time right now. Oh, next is Jack. Yeah, Jack Fox might have slightly put him off, but Jess Masters lap wasn't too clean, to be honest. As we saw so far, he missed a lot of apex, a lot of mistakes in this lap, so I think he can still improve by quite a lot. But I think Leroy really has good chances of the win today, because he is right now on P3, only 2/10 behind Poe, even though he is on the slower compound. So That's looking quite good. As Nimble Ripper is on a lap, I think. Yeah,
Of tires. I think we will be going for a qualifying lap on softs, definitely.
yeah. Anything else would be not the best of decisions. A bit unnecessary, in my opinion.
But we have
Could have just
Sweeney's on a lap
gone
right
down a
now.
gear.
He's coming to the difficult corner. Yeah, he
Sorry,
touched
who did you say?
Sweeney's.
Ah,
He
alright.
touched the curb on turn 10 and then he lost a little bit his back end and then he drove a little bit carefully into turn 11. Touch not the curb. Felix, look at the live stream chat. Oh guys.
Some banter going on in the chat.
So Sweeney's is coming right now to the final straight and sets on 144.4.
Not too bad. Put some P5 for the moment.
And Leroy's on mediums. But I think he's definitely on his in lap.
Do you think did you say Lee?
Oh god! Nino touched the ball into turn 9. Yeah, Leroy is, I think, in his in lap.
Oh, and Arcady sets a new fastest lap of this quali session on his one medium, on his one soft, sorry. Goes 4 tenths quicker than Blitzkrieg. Sets a 143.4 as Zippy. Goes P2 on supers though, 4 tenths slower than Arcady. Yeah, Leroy comes into the pits now. As Nino,
And what is
oh,
Nino
Nino.
doing? He touched grass. Okay, he's on his end lap. Who is out on a track for a lap? I think King Robo will be start soon a lap. On super soft this yard.
Yes, I read the live stream chat right now. As Sandre seems to be bullying Callum Anderson in the chat. Seems like someone's screaming for a ban.
Our love for Sandra.
As we go to the closing stages of qualifying, with only 4 minutes to go, and most likely one shot for each driver left. We have R. Kelly on pole at the moment with a 143.4 on the soft compound. Zippy in P2 with a 143.8. Blitzkrieg P3 143.8 as well, but he is on softs. Joe in P4 with 143.8 as well. So 3 guys in 43.8s. Then Leroy, who seems to be the most interesting guy for this pole position. He seems in a very good he seems to have very good pace. Only 5 tenths off pole at the moment, even though he is on the mediums. He's now on an outlap actually. On softs, he just came out the pits. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do. I'd say he will take pole position.
Yeah, I think it too. He's only 5 tenths down with his medium tires round, and now he's on
Yeah,
soft, so he'll be
exactly.
definitely go for the fast lap right now. and Screw is on a lap.
Oh, but if you actually look at the standings right now, James is in P7, a second behind Pole, but he's on mediums as well, so he could still improve by quite a lot. As Cats goes P2, 3/10 slower than Pole at the moment, with a fresh set of softs. By the way, we have to remember that R. Kelly is on set his lap on 2 lap old softs.
Oh, and Screw lost the back end in the last corner. But he sets in 1:43.7. Second
Yeah.
place
Oh,
at the
and
moment
if you
for
look
him.
at R. Kelly, he's on an outlap, but he has fitted the super soft tires, which I
That will be
don't think would
interesting.
be the smartest idea, to be honest. Because I think the softs would open up the door for better strategies, in my opinion.
So, and Leroy is on his lap, or no, he's already on his out lap. But he will be going to start his lap in the
Oh,
next
as
moments.
James leaves the session, Cats retires from the session,
And Screw too.
Young Screw as well, so both of them are not gonna
And Leroy
improve their
started
laps.
his
So
lap. I think we're going
yeah,
with him through his lap.
a number view would be quite nice to see now, as he goes up to Rouge, up ready on. Oh, I think he just needs to keep it in between the white lines to get pole. I think he has got the pace, but he just isn't able to invalidate. Otherwise, he won't get it. But I think if he just keeps it clean, if he just keeps it together, he will get pole. First sector. Let me check how this first sector looks. 29.7, only 1/10 quicker than his current best sector. 1/10 down on pole as well. Stays in 8th gear for Puhorn actually.
It was a good turn 10 11 from Leroy. He's really fast. Oh god. I think his lap's invalid.
Yeah,
He comes really wide.
but in this corner it would actually be.
Felix?
And I don't think he will get an invalidated lap for that. At least he didn't abandon his lap. So he will come around the bus stop chicane now. Let's see what he can do. Can Leroy take pole? Yes, he can.
I know it was
Oh, and now
underbitten
Kelly improves his
by
time
Kelly. Yes.
on supers.
On super soft, 7 times quicker. But we have to look at Spy CP. He's coming
As
down
if
the
he
last
comes around.
corners.
He is on supers as well. Oh, loses the back end massively. Comes across the line, goes P4.
Fastest. And Joex is already on his lap. Sorry, Sandra, I has not
Oh,
time to
as
switch
the
it.
legend goes P3.
And Joex is last one to finish the qualifying on his lap. Now in the chicane. What can he do? I think it's P6.
Improves
Yeah,
his time P6, yeah.
it's P6 for Joex, and qualifying is finished with that.
So it's gonna be interesting to see in terms of strategy, because we have a pole sitter who is on supers, but we have a quick looking Leroy in P2 on soft, so with a strategy advantage over R. Kelly. As we can see, Kelly takes pole by 7/10 of a second on supers, then Lee on softs, Legend in third on softs, Nino in fourth on softs, then P5 and P6 with Sippy and Joe on supers. Then Young Screw, Cats, Split Creek, and Pro have one driver round off the top 10 all on softs. And obviously the rest can choose their tires for the race because they're starting outside of the top 10, obviously. So it's going to be interesting. Do you think R. Kelly will still go for the one stop, or will he have to make that two stop?
I think he has to do the two stops while his super softs will be going really, really fast down. And yeah, he has to be in, I don't know how to say it. Leroy will come and I think he will catch him really, really
Yeah,
fast.
I think so as well. As
But
his tires.
he has to look at the rest of the field, and then the other two guys who are on top 10 on super softs has already to look what they're doing with his strategies, and there will be a really, really good race, but the strategies will be doing a really, really big factor.
Exactly. Let's hope for a very good race as we start the formation lap. As Andres wanting us to shout Romanello, but I'm not gonna do that unless something spectacular happens. But yeah, I'm very excited to see. Oh, the two super soft runners already disqualified, so that's not good for them. Jack Fox as well. Oh no, and James didn't rejoin early enough. He lagged out, I think, in quali, and he couldn't rejoin. So his car isn't on the grid. He won't be racing. Deadly for him. He was looking good in quali on his mediums. He could have improved his time, I'm pretty sure. So really sad that he didn't get the opportunity to do so, but hopefully the other 17 drivers on the grid will be able to put on a great show for us.
What do you think is your prediction for the podium this race?
I'm gonna go for a win from Leroy. Um, Nino in second, and R. Kelly in third.
Yeah, I just go with it. Leroy in first, Nino in second, and Kelly in third.
Yeah, the thing is, if we get a safety car around Belgium right here, that would really play into Kelly's hands,
Yeah, definitely.
because obviously then the strategy advantage from those other guys who are on softs is just gone. And now all the drivers are lining up.
But a safety car, I think, will come out. It
It
has
could
to
be
look that
especially,
nobody's crashing out in Eau Rouge and in turn 10 and 11.
yeah, and turn one on this first lap will be carnage, maybe as well, because turn one is always very tricky.
I got a really
It's
nice
always the
picture on
last.
Leroy's car right now. But we have to look what the start brings.
As we go for the 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and where we go, we have a jump start at the back. It was Nexus Cats. It's a good start from R. Kelly. Nexus Cats tries to go around the outside of R. Kelly after he jump started.
God, never. That
And
was.
Lee has got a horrendous start. He's dropped down
Yes.
to fourth.
I think in the back of the field was a car who was for a second. And
Oh,
Kelly crashed in Eau
Kelly
Rouge.
has crashed
Oh god.
out of Eau Rouge, and that is our podium prediction already over.
Definitely, but
The
look
exit
at the
of Eau
5-man battle.
Rouge.
And there was contact between Nino and Saipi. And there was contact between Profound Driver and Nino. Oh god.
Yeah, we have absolute chaos on this first lap. and we have a virtual safety car deployed right now. So the start went horribly wrong for Leroy. He would have been in the lead if, yeah, if he just had had a clean start. Katz obviously jumped the start. He has a drive-through penalty and is in P2 right now, so he really could affect it. As the VC has ended, and right now Legend is leading on the soft tire ahead of Katz, who has a drive-through, and Leroy. Oh, and I think Leroy's crashed. I saw that right. Leroy has crashed. He has hit the wall.
Did he get front wing damage?
Yeah,
And
his
try and
whole
catch us out of
front
the
wing
race.
is gone.
Oh
Try and
god.
catch has retired, yeah. And he has to pit for repairs.
What a disaster for Leroy.
Yeah, an absolute disaster.
What
And
a chaotic
a
first lap.
5-second stop go penalty where
Oh
no
god.
goes wrong.
And he retired.
Yeah,
Leroy, I think he retired manually.
yeah.
Oh god.
When all
Oh,
goes wrong, it gets worse. When you don't think it is even possible. We're Zippy having to pit.
but we have Jack
A
Fox
new set of
who is in the
tires.
slipstream of Nimble Ripper. They're going side to side into the next corner. Has the inside line, and he is for the first ahead of Nimble Ripper.
Kept it very clean.
Can he fight back? But there was a lock up from Jack Fox, and he's going down the inside. Nimble Ripper.
Yeah, they're still side by side. McLaren has the outside line. They leave each other
And
space.
he touched
A
the
lot of
wall.
respect in this fight.
Jack Fox
As the
comes
right of
wide.
Jack Fox gets wide.
But Nino is close to them too.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's sitting
and
right behind them. He had a
yeah.
horrible start as well. He's dropped down to P8. So let's just quickly check which drivers had
But I think
best
that's
starts.
from the first
Oh,
lap.
Pro of one driver. He has gained 7 positions, and Nimble Ripper's gained 11. Jack Fox as well gained 7, and Nido lost 4 places. So we have a lot of people. All people in the top 7 have gained at least 2 positions at the
But
start.
Sweeney's is going down the inside of Joex into turn 1. They're going side to side to Eau Rouge.
Oh,
But that will be not good.
oh, and Jack Fox lagged out. That's a free spot for Nino then.
But Joex is in the slipstream of Sweeney's. Will be coming close to make a move down the inside.
Remember, Joe is on supers
No, he's not going into.
as Chess
inside.
Master's retired.
This first laps
And Nino
are
gets
really
a 3-second
chaotic.
time penalty.
Let's do a flashback to the first lap. Sad luck for Kelly, he crashed out in Eau Rouge. Leroy got problems, and we got many crashes in Eau Rouge and in the other corners.
Yeah, it seemed pretty clean after turn 1, but then everything
Yes.
went wrong through Eau Rouge and Radion. But it seems like we could have a 3-way battle for the podium right now, because each one of the drivers in P3, P4 and P5 are within 1 second of the car ahead. So everyone has got DRS, who is the last of that group of 3, actually has the super soft tires fitted. He's the only one out on track on the supers. Obviously, R. Kelly has retired. And now Swings is very close to Pro 1 driver. He is in the slipstream. He won't do it around the Rouge. Surely not.
But they
He
pick
gets
up
a
a
3-second time penalty.
yes. But there's now
But now he's
DRS in the
in the
slipstream.
slipstream, on board with him. Should be an easy move. Oh, you would think so, but Pro F1 driver fights back, and what a
Yeah.
move! He's defended his position and stayed ahead of Sweeney's with a great move round the outside. As Nimble Ripper and Nino are side by side, as Nimble Ripper backs out of that move.
And he touch
Probably a
again the
smart
wall.
decision.
But Sweeney's,
Oh, and Sweeney's goes for
yeah,
a move.
he just wanted to do it down the inside, but there was never enough space for two cars.
We have
Without
yellow
crashing.
flags in sector 3.
So
Oh,
the
and look
only
at
guy who
Nino.
has done a stop is already now Sippy.
Oh, Nino and Nimble Ripper are battling
And
it
Sweeney
out.
does make a move, and Pro F1 driver fights back, but I go rear to rear. And Sweeney's making a move down the inside into the first corner. Will he be ahead right now? Yes, he is.
But remember, Pro F1 driver will have slipstream now on the Camel Straight.
And Nino and Nimble Ripper going side to side. Nimble Ripper's a little bit ahead. They're going into a
Oh,
roof
yeah, but
right
look
now.
at Pro F1 driver.
Oh, that was really close. And
He
I'm
has got
just looking
DRS.
to Pro F1 driver.
Tries to go round the outside again. Can he make the move again? This time, Sweeney's holds
Is
the position.
And Blitzkrieg wanted to make a
Oh,
move
yeah,
on
Blitzkrieg went wide then.
Robo. But no time penalty for
Nimble
him.
Ripper.
And I saw in the back a fight.
What happened to
Yeah,
Nimble
Nimble
Ripper? He
Ripper
has
and
dropped down.
yeah, Nino. They both was close into a rouge. And but to this point, oh god, he lost the back
Oh,
end.
Pro F1 driver goes wide, and there is Joe. Oh, please no contact. Oh, luckily no contact. That could have ended a bit much worse, actually.
I think Nino and Nimble Ripper crash into in the camera straight into each other. While Nimble Ripper was
Oh, and Pro F1
god,
driver
what was
goes
that?
wide and nearly hits the wall.
On my point of view, he touched the wall.
Yeah, lucky to not lose his front wing or his wheel even then. So this is a great fight for the podium we have right now.
But I don't
Now
know
Joe
how long
has joined
Joe's
the battle as well.
tires will be doing with that.
Yeah, that battle obviously helps him now because he's able to save his tires without losing too much time to them. So he could make the one-stop work as well. But I'm not quite sure as Nimble Ripper and Blitzkrieg are pitting.
And Pro F1 driver is not close enough to make a move on Sweeney.
No, not on this lap at least. But he's still within that 1 second window. So is Joe. And
Blitzkrieg's out.
Blitzkrieg has retired.
I'm just looking on Jackbox what happened. Oh god, it was a
Yeah, he
rouge
crashed out.
in
yeah.
a rouge. Oh god. Same
Again.
what happened to Kali in the first lap.
So look at Pro F1 driver. He's still only 5 tenths behind Sweeney's. So I think that battle is going to last for at least that first stint right here. At least I hope so. Because they are providing good racing and it's fair as well, which is very important. Won't be able to make a move. But look at Nino there in the background.
Oh,
Nino
he's
is
coming
gaining
closer.
time as well.
Yeah, he's winning really time for this battle. While this battle exists. And he will become
Yes.
closer to Joe X. He's on fresher tires.
Oh, but look at Pro F1 driver. He's in the slipstream of Sweeney's again. Will he go down the inside? Yeah, late move. Oh, a bit too late maybe. Can't go for an extra move. Nino gets another 3-second time penalty. That's his second one so far, I believe.
Nino's already close to the DRS window on Joe.
Yeah, Nino seems to have good pace actually, but it seems to be an easy lead for Legend right now. 8 seconds ahead of Young Screw. He then has 7.5 seconds to Pro One driver, but then it gets interesting, and the fight for P3. Always Pro F1 driver. Always goes wide in that corner.
He's coming
I think
closer
that
in
should be turn
slipstream.
16.
I'm just looking.
Yeah, that is turn 16.
Yes.
We're going into the bus stop chicane. Oh, both of them are losing the back end. As Joe pits, obviously he has to pit around now because of his supers. It's going to be interesting to see on which tire he will pit. He is going on to
I think mediums.
the... No, it's
Yep.
Yeah, it is the medium
It's
tire.
mediums tires. He going for one stop.
And Prof 1 driver again, right in the slipstream of Sweeney's. Seems like Sweeney's has good straight line speed though.
Oh, that
Goes
was
down the
contact.
inside and there's contact.
There's
And Prof
contact.
1 driver's round. And he's hit the wall and has lost his front wing. Oh, and that is disappointing.
That was a really fair battle. And I
And
think there was enough
now,
space for Brofone driver, but he braked too late, I think.
yeah, I think so as well. I think Sweeney's definitely left enough space.
Nimble was out.
Oh, that could be. Could that be?
Safety
A
car?
Rouge again?
Oh no, you mean that. Are you looking on
Yes, Prof 1 driver already is losing. Obviously losing so much time
That
because
was
of
a
this
rouge,
problem.
definitely. There are the yellow flags. Yes, Nimble crashed out in a rouge.
That is actually sad because that was our only battle on track with Prof 1 driver and Sweeney's. As Nino goes into the pits already. That is quite early. He might be trying to go for the undercut on Sweeney's. He's 3.3 seconds behind. If he now puts in some good laps on those mediums, he might even be able to make the undercut work.
Okay, just wait.
And
Nino is going into the medium tires, and Joe pitted one lap before Nino, and he was on super softs, and now is on mediums.
yeah,
That will be a
so
definitely good strategy from Joe on
Joe,
this
yeah,
point.
as Young Screw gets 3-second time penalty. That won't affect him at the moment. He has a 8.7-second gap to P3 and is 10.3 seconds behind Legend, so isn't fighting for anything. Legend is just cruising home to victory, to be honest, at the moment. So Right now we don't have a battle on track,
We
sadly.
have only
But
9 drivers left.
Joe is catching on Sippy though. Sippy hasn't pit. Oh, he has pitted. On lap 1 or 2, I think,
Yes, it
for a
was.
new front wing, and Joe is catching up to him. Obviously, he already pitted.
But Sveneth, I think, is going now into the pit. Is he going to the pit? No, he's
No, he's
not.
carrying on, and he's giving Nino the opportunities to actually make the undercut work. If he gets those mediums up to temperature within this lap or next lap, then, and Sweeney stays out too long, he could actually make the undercut work.
But
But we'll have to wait and see.
the
Young
round
Scuba
laps
was
of
in the pits.
Sweeney's are not really bad for his old soft compound tires.
Yeah, so he might be sure. He might be.
And he's coming close to
Uh,
the legend. Look at Sweeney's.
oh, he is. Legend has pitted though.
Is he going into the medium tires?
Yeah,
Yes, he is.
he did go onto mediums.
But that's our only. No, Joex is close to CP. There's activated right now. But he's, I
Oh,
think, too
he's
far
close
away.
enough.
And Robo's in the pit. But I'm just looking for a battle in first.
Joe gets another penalty.
And Robo left the session. And Joex passed Sippy. Where was that? I don't know where.
I don't know either.
Sweeney's out of the DRS window. And Sweeney's going into the pit. Now we're looking
Sip
at Nino. If he
Sippy
is close
must have
enough.
made a mistake.
But we have to remember Nino, or was it Nino with the stop and go penalty? Nobody has
No, that
2
was Lee.
penalties. But right now Sweden's coming out of the pit. They will be really close
Obviously,
between them. Lee's coming down
but
the first corner.
I think
But
Sweeney's gonna keep it, yeah. But Nino
Nino's
is
most
closer
bad.
though. Nino
Has no
definitely
speed.
is closer. Only 1 second. Yeah, he gets within the 1 second window.
And look at Nino's speed, it's unbelievable. And it's going weird to weird with Sweeney's.
Yeah, and he just
and Sweeney's
flies
can't find
past
back.
him. He will say thank you very much and pick up third spot. Sweeney's might have stayed out that bit too long. He seemed to felt, yeah, he just seems to have felt too confident and thought he had a big enough gap to stay ahead of Nino, but eventually he didn't, and Nino got past him pretty easily now.
And
And,
Joex and Sippy is already fighting again. And we
Oh
are
yeah, where did Sippy get past again?
on the camera straight. I
Ah,
saw it
oh,
for a short time.
Joe doesn't go from over to the right hander there. Goes a bit wide. Maybe with a good exit he could make a move into Blanchimont. The flat out part in the third sector. Is he close enough though? Maybe into the bus stop chicane now?
He's making the move down the outside. No. But he's fighting back. Got DRS already again.
Yeah, he's waiting
But is close
until
to
he
Sippy.
is on the camel straight.
Yes, on the camera side will there be a move? when he's not doing wrong in Arouge. Good Arouge from
Might be a
him.
bit too far away though.
That's a little bit too far, but DRS and Slipstream can
Ah,
change it.
that's too far.
That's
But look
too
at the gap
far.
between Sweeney's and Nino. It's getting bigger. It was 1.3 after a few corners after Nino passed Sweeney's. Now it's already up to 1.6. So Nino seems to be on course
Oh, and Joe was really
for
close
a podium
into
finish.
turn 9. I hope he's not doing a move. Oh god.
Yeah, smart decision to back out there. Otherwise, that
and
could have ended badly.
Zippy
And
touched the curb.
Zippy,
Touched the curb.
yeah, he hit the
And
wall and
that
he hit the
was
wall
with his front
twice.
wing. He's completely out. Oh
And
god, bad luck from for Zippy.
now he's spinning again. He can't get the car straight. Oh
And
my
he has
goodness.
retired, or did he or not? What is? I don't know what
He
he's
can
doing.
still afford to. Yeah, I think Prof 1 driver has.
The gap is too big.
Yeah, Prof 1
Why
driver
is driving
is
slow?
not taking this seriously now. And Jack Fox and Slav King Robo
I hope
have
Prof
both
Driver
left
is
the
not waiting
session.
for Sweeney's.
Oh no, I think Slav King Robo was stuck in the pit lane, I think, and I think that's the reason why he left the session. Oh no, that's disappointing.
I hope Prof Driver is not waiting for Sweeney's to do a revenge on the
Yeah, Sippy
overtake.
will actually keep P6 because Prov 1 driver stays in P7 and is just going really slowly as Nino's left the session.
What the fuck is happening? God,
A
what for
crazy
bad
race has
luck.
gone even more crazy. Nino,
What
who
for
was
bad
on
luck for
course
Nino. He was
for a great P3, has left the session. He lagged out.
remember what Nino has done for Resi in the first lap. He backed off in the back of the field, and then he fights back to P3, and now he's out of the race.
Oh, you know what? I think Prov 1 driver waited for Cats to let him through to have a battle. That will be actually quite nice for us.
And Joex moving up into P4.
Yeah, very disappointing for Nino. He has a 1 minute gap though to Zippy after he has crashed. Maybe his AI will keep P5, but I don't know if he will be awarded those points because he didn't drive half of the race basically.
But Brofon driver is close in Cats. I think he waited for Cats that they can battling.
Yeah, I think
And he's
so as
making
well.
a
He goes round the
move.
outside. Still side by side though. Can he make the move?
Strong fight back from
Stick.
Cats.
Oh, actually a
a
very nice fight back
close
now
move.
into the 180-degree right-hander. Prov 1 driver fights back. No contact made. Backs out of that move. A good battle. Like the fact that they waited up for each other to then have a good battle. Really nice for us as well because we don't have any other battle on track right now. As Zippy picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Only 8 drivers left from only 18th. 10 drivers
Sadly,
are out.
sadly, this isn't the most entertaining race so far. But in terms of battling, but we saw a lot of crazy incidents and crazy stuff happening. For example, Nino lagging out after fighting his way back up to P3 after a horrendous start,
And
and
I
Lee
think
having the worst first lap of
I
all
think
time,
Robo
most likely.
just written something into the chat that Codemasters have given up their game, and that's the reason
Yeah,
why
I
he's
think
out of the
he.
race.
Yeah, I think he was
But look
stuck in
at
the pit
Prophone
lane.
Driver, he's coming with DRS in the slipstream. Side to side, making a move down the inside. Can Cats fights back? Oh, he cut at the corner,
Oh.
but
And he gets past again.
cannot fight back, and Prophone Driver is ahead.
I'm
And
sorry, TP Gamer, if you don't like our commentary, but you don't need to watch it. And if you say we don't notice anything, that's fine criticism. But to just say commentary is awful, you don't need to watch it. So you could just leave as well if you think commentary is awful. But the race just isn't really
Cats
eventful right
wanted
now.
to make a move down the into chicane. Hey, there was contact
Oh, and there's
between
been
the two.
contact.
Oh god, that was really, really close.
Yeah, but it seems like the two of them are in a party or something.
But in this way, thank you to Prophone Driver that he gave us.
Oh, and again, contact. And
Oh god.
yeah, I think there was a bit of front wing gone for Cats.
For Cats, I was not really the biggest. But on a point, we have to say thank you to a pro that he waited for Cats that we have a battle right now.
Yeah, that is actually quite good because in terms of battling, on-track battling, the race isn't too exciting at the moment. And as Ben put in the chat, I'd expect this pit stop stuff with Red Bull, not me. So at least he shows some sense of humor, even though he has been screwed over by Codemasters.
Oh, and look at Prophone
Those
Driver.
glitches happen, sadly.
He does
They are
make
side by side into the
made a
right hand. The
move.
One driver has the outside, turns it to the inside for the next corner, and a bit of contact again. Cats has gone wide. Hopefully they let
and
the Red Bull
he
through.
lost
Yes,
a little bit
they
front wing, I
do.
think. And there was a Red Bull, yeah, who has got blue flag fouled above.
And Cats, does he still have his whole front wing, or does he have some damage?
And
As
Legend is
Legend sets
driving
the new fastest lap.
one fast lap after the other.
So right now, Prof 1 driver's waiting again. That's quite good, otherwise we would have nothing to talk about. Sadly, this race isn't, like I said, really amazing in terms of battling on track. So there isn't much to talk about so far for us. Obviously, the season only just started.
But it was a
I explained
crazy
already
first race.
that we had a restart. Yeah, it was crazy, no doubt about that. But the on-track battling wasn't too
from
good.
Cats.
Yeah, Cats just flew past him on the straight. With the help of DRS, that's way too easy on there. If you are like within 2 tenths, but Prop 1 driver fights back.
Yes, down the inside.
Has the inside line, turns to the outside for the next turn though. Cats backs out, and Prop 1 driver is ahead again.
Good and fair battle from there both.
Yeah, I think both of them just want to have a bit of fun. They're not. I mean, behind them there's only Jack Fox who's lagged out, and that's why they don't have to take it all too seriously. but no one's really gaining on anyone at the moment either.
And the ghost of Nino is already on P5.
Yeah, and he's only 7 seconds ahead of Sippy, so
But he
he will
has
lose that spot as well.
P0 definitely. If he has a ghost or not, he has P0. But we are looking back to the Broth Wanderer and Cat's battle.
Yeah, BB plays. Thanks your for your help. He asked to see the ERS and DRS.
Yeah, I just activated it
So
right now.
just the heart, yeah. But that's good feedback. Thanks, he said. We're doing a good job. Yeah, Ben, the start was quite chaotic. A lot of mayhem going on, especially after Eau Rouge. That's why so many talented drivers were out already. We still have some talented drivers in this race though, but they are not fighting each other sadly. As Bob one driver goes down the inside into Puhon, which was actually quite a nice move, but I gotta say, you can't take this battle all too seriously because both of them are just doing that for fun, and you realize that as well. They are waiting for each other.
But it's a
They
really
are
good
not
race.
racing
A really good
for,
battle.
yeah, they are not racing for the proper position. That's why I don't go too excited.
And Legend set again the fastest lap.
Yeah, this is
Damn, he
just
just saying a message that he is already in the lead and on his best way to finish the race in first. And that his tires are at the moment really perfectly.
so
I think we have a blue
it's
flag.
a bit like China in real life F1 right now. Nothing happening on track. But at least real F1 had a Kimi Räikkönen charging through the field, overtaking some people, providing some good
And
camera shots, some nice
Sweeney's
overtakes.
is close to Cats to overround him.
Yeah, so 4 laps remaining. I'd say as we don't have a proper battle, I'll just take a look at Legend for a sec. And that's sad to see. Legend going past the ghost of Nino right now. We didn't want to see that. That could have provided us a good battle between Sweeney's and Nino there for the podium. Sadly, that didn't happen, obviously. As Legend starts lap 20 of this round 1 of the new season of TCRL. Brave one driver again waiting
Yeah,
for
they're going
Keds, now going into the
both
pits.
into the pit.
So does Keds. Yeah, I
Battling
bet both of them are
between
just going for
the
new
pit
tires
stop
to fly
crews.
again. And there you can see the Force India as well of Robo. Sad to see that the pit glitch is still a thing so far into this game. Something like that shouldn't be happening, but obviously we got F1 2019 coming out in not even 2 months.
1.5, I think.
Yeah, 1.5 months.
On June
Which is great
25.
to see. As an Keds gets let by Pro 1 driver. Now Prof 1 driver maybe down the inside of here again. Nope, not this time. Stays behind. But he's only 2 tenths behind, so he might go for a move into the bus stop chicane. Oh, I thought for a split second that he would go for a move around the outside through Blanchimont. He goes down the inside into the bus stop chicane though. Backs out, goes for the switchback. And a nice switchback. As we are now, oh, and Katz touches the inside wall of La Source. As yeah, we're basically just waiting on Legend to finally finish the race, which didn't provide that much racing action on track, more drama in general, but not drama between two drivers.
So Legend is starting soon the last lap. I'm going a lap
Yeah,
with
he's
him.
coming across the line now.
Set it again.
The fastest lap.
Fastest lap. I'm going the last lap with him. Good race from him. I think P3 into P1. Yes.
On lap 1 already.
Yeah, on lap 1 already. Just leaded the race from lap 1 to lap 22.
Yeah, just very dominant race victory, very deserved.
Started in 10th, I think, or in 11th. Is now in 2. Good race from him.
Second place is a very good drive, a very good race from him. Made up many places. Obviously, we didn't get to see that battle between Nino and Young Screw. Oh, but Sweeney's. No, Nino and Sweeney's at the battle, right? Young Screw pitted for a new set of supers. That's why he's in. That's why he's in P3. Yeah, Sweeney's in P2. I'm sorry, that was my fault. I didn't even notice that. Sweeney's has 1 penalty.
So.
But Young Screw does as well. So he will lose P2. Completely unnecessary.
Legend's coming now down to the chicane to finish his race in P1. He's really happy with that result.
A well-deserved victory. Him. But I don't know why Young Screw has pitted. I only just realized. I'm very sorry about that. That was actually my fault there because I didn't see.
He pitted
but
2 laps ago.
Yeah, Young Screw pitted. I don't know if his tires were that worn.
Got Sweeney's penalty. Oh, that would be really close.
And Sweeney gets P2.
That will be really close between Screw and Sweeney's. But Sweeney's is in 2nd place.
Yeah, he gets the fastest lap of the race though. He gets the fastest lap, but loses 3 points through his pit stops. So I don't see the reason behind that, to be honest. Or as Pro of 1 driver,
was
Cats go
second?
side by side across the line.
Was Screw in 2nd for the first?
Yeah, Young Screw was 2nd all the way through the race, but eventually he pitted right before the end, and just got P3.
Why he done that?
So completely unnecessary.
But
if he didn't have problem with his tire wear, he may had problems. He might have had problems with his tire wear, or had a puncture or something. I'm not sure, but that's the race for you. Not the most exciting race in the second half, not gonna lie. Not much to talk about, sadly. A lot of drama going on in the first half of the race, though.
Yes, really
But there you
chaotic.
see, your well-deserved winner, Legend, takes P1. A very easy victory, it seemed. As Sweeney's gets P2, like I said right before the end. Young Screw pitted for whatever reason. We need to ask.
So
We
we
need to ask him in
have
the interviews.
to do interviews
So
with the podium.
I'll quickly.
So at the moment I'm just reading the finishing positions. Legend once ahead of Sweeney's and Screw. Joe is in 4th, Hippie in 5th. Nino is on P0. That means that Prof and Rover is in 6th. Cats in 7th and Jack Fox in 8th place. And the rest of the field are out. There will be 10 or more drivers. Chaotic race.
Yeah, a very chaotic race. Um, Let me just quickly get the top 3 in here. Would be nice if you would just send a party invitation to the TCRL chat so everyone of the 3 podium finishers could join.
I just invited Screw right now. Sweeney's got an invite. And where is Legend? He just already left the session. I don't know why.
Sweet.
I'm going to make sure my party's on allow. Yeah, it is.
Alright. Just waiting on Legend then, if he wants to
Legend,
join.
hey. Yeah, I will message him.
So I'll just start already with Sweeney's P2 in the end. Good race from you. Obviously pretty unexpected, to be honest, most likely for you
Very
as well,
unexpected for me.
to get P2 after you've been P3 nearly all the way through the second half of the race. Do you think that Nino could have really given you a fight for P3 if he wouldn't have lagged out?
I mean, yeah, it's very unfortunate what happened to him, but yeah, definitely he had good pace today, so he was probably in contention for that. But I don't think he would have got P2. Jamie was just too far ahead. It was actually a strategy call for him to pit, get fastest lap, so we could come home, top of the constructors. So, towards the end of the race, Jamie's obviously quicker at hot lapping. I'm more, race-based style. So, we said pit in, fastest lap, get coppers, top of constructors. So, yeah, double podium. Can't really be happy, but yeah, Nexus Nino definitely was in contention for podium, definitely.
Yeah, so a planned strategy between the Red Bull guys. Good to hear,
Yeah.
though, that you two are talking to each other and handling or acting for in the team's perspective to get the most amount of points for the teams and getting a fastest lap. And Sweeney's again, you didn't seem to have the best of the best pace in quali. Were you actually surprised that you actually had good pace in the race, or you said your more race pace style? Did you actually expect to be so far up in the race then?
Well, quali. Spa just isn't my track, to be honest, especially in qualifying. So I wanted to try and preserve my tyres, so I only did one flying lap. So yeah, I did make mistakes. I think I went a bit twitchy through P1, so that obviously cost me a couple of attempts. But P11 start, I managed to make a few positions up in the first couple of laps due to mainly other people's mistakes, but also, me just making those capitalizing off those mistakes, and obviously going through when I could, defending my position as well. That also helped. But yeah, I'm more race pace. I had quicker race pace, so I was hoping I could make more places up in the race because obviously 22 laps in the race is much better than one lap in quali. So, but yeah, happy with the P2 and bit disappointed with P11, but it doesn't really matter now. So.
All right. So congratulations to you for P2, and we'll go over to Jamie. Obviously, you were in second place all the way through the race. I don't think you saw any other driver at any stage of the
Nope.
race.
The only people I saw was Black Parkers. That was it.
So a pretty boring race for you, but I think you would still be pretty happy.
I'm very happy, mate. There's no way I could catch up to Legendi because Legendi is an absolute fantastic driver. I've seen him race to the leagues as well, so there's no point catching up to him. I was just in my own world, in my own race, and that team strategy came in very, very late because we weren't going to go for the fastest lap. But on lap 20, I finally made my mind up saying, well, we'll go for the fastest lap on the super soft tyres. And on lap 21, save everything, save the fuel, save the ERS. Lap 22, go for it. But the thing is, on lap 21 or 2, Legende set his fastest lap. So we were like, oh, he's still got more in it. I was like, oh, we're actually going to beat it. So we're quite worried then, but I just absolutely went for it. And thank you to Zach for helping me in the strategy as well. I'm making these strategy calls, and we always work together no matter what league we're in.
All right, that's always good to see. Are you like that was obviously a pretty boring race for you, but
Yeah.
in the end you got 15 points. Could have been 18 points, but you acted in the constructors' perspective. Are you hoping for, let's say, a rather more exciting race, and you would only finish, like, let's say, only finish around P5, but have a great battle with a few drivers, or do you prefer those races like this one, just a nice and boring race, and P2 very safe?
Depends what track is in. It depends what track. I'd rather have these boring races because it's Belgium. I needed this boring race because I'm absolutely shocking at Belgium. I just can't. I don't have the pace to do it, but obviously I do from that race. But if it was any track that I like or any track I'm good at, I would potentially want those battles to have a good, fantastic race. Not only for just me and the other drivers, but everyone else that's watching as well. So I think I'd rather have the more exciting battles to just keep me entertained and keep me happy. And yeah.
Yeah, that's obviously good to hear. So next track is Canada. You said Belgium wasn't your track. You think Canada's going to be better? You think you could close the gap at least a little bit to Legende?
Legende. I don't think I'll close the gap to Legende, but I'm hoping for like another top 6 finish because I'm decent at Canada, especially with tyre strategy there, because I know what tyres to go for now in Canada. My pace will be consistent around there as well, so hopefully I can get near Legende, but pace-wise, I'll probably not. So I don't think I will get near Legende, but hopefully we'll have a battle one day.
Yeah, so great to see that you guys get along very well
Mate.
as teammates. And
Yeah, more than teammates as well, mate. We've had a lot of 1v1s in our past, haven't we, mate?
Yeah,
that's
mate.
obviously great to hear. And I guess you two are more aiming for the constructors title rather than the drivers title. So we'll see you guys in the next race in Canada, and I wish you the best of luck for that race as well. Hopefully we're
Yeah.
gonna see a bit of more exciting racing on track in the second half of the race. And make sure to check in next Monday as well for round 2 of TCRL, the new season around Canada. 8 p.m. UK time. Make sure to join in. It's most likely going to be me and Tim commentating again. Tim, I thank you very much.
Just want to say thank you for you two for commentating for the race. Well, I'll watch that back. Did you get any crashes on your stream?
Yeah, we got a few crashes. We didn't get every crash, obviously, because there were quite a lot, but we got a few. It is worth rewatching at least the first half of the race. So, Tim, it's been a pleasure to commentate with you again, and hopefully we're gonna be there for next Monday as well. So be sure to check out the live stream on Monday again for round 2 around Canada, and make sure to check those two guys out in the Red Bull, see what they can do around Canada with a bit of more racing action, hopefully, and maybe not a boring P2 race for you again, Jamie. So, see you guys next week.
See you.
And goodbye from my point 2.